matchup, Aces Fever Game 1. We're not deciding the whole series right now, just Game 1.
Should we do it together?
I think we should do it together.
Okay.
Because my spidey sense are telling me they might be the same. 3, 2, 1.
Aces.
They're not going to lose after she just won MVP.
Yeah, period.
There's no way.
No way.
Okay, I see
No
what
way.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Mitchell. Oh boy. What do you do about that?
Money. Indiana takes game 1 of the semifinals in Vegas.
Respect everyone, fear no one. Thumbs in the chat. Dub.
Nobody believed in the Indiana Fever. The talking heads at ESPN dismissed them, the betting lines mocked them, and the mighty Las Vegas Aces were already smelling a sweep. But on the very night A'ja Wilson held up her MVP trophy in front of a packed Vegas crowd, the Fever silenced the noise. They walked into enemy territory and snatched game 1, and let me remind you guys, the Indiana Fever is missing 6 key players, but this team flipped the narrative overnight.
Indiana Fever had no business winning a playoff series this year, had no business advancing to the semifinals for the first time in a decade, and yet here they are, eliminating the Atlanta Dream in Atlanta without Caitlin Clark, without Sophie Cunningham, without Sid Colson, without Erin McDonald, without Chloe Bibby. The hospital squad is on the bench, and yet the Indiana Fever are into the semifinals of the WNBA playoff, and then the coaching of Stephanie White.
Every player on the court poured out every bit of energy to grab this win. Caitlin Clark was fired up, and she even had a special message for one of her teammates afterward. But while Indiana celebrated the victory, the game also exposed a big concern for the Fever, something that could impact the rest of their playoff run. I'll break it all down in this video. From the start, people called it a mismatch. They called it a survival game for the Indiana Fever, and yet, here they are, knocking out the Atlanta Dream on their own floor without Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, Sydney Colson, Chloe Bibby, or Erin McDonald. Half the roster looked like a hospital ward, but somehow the Indiana Fever are heading to the WNBA semifinals. We must praise Kelsey Mitchell. She knew that the team needed her now more than ever. She took the responsibility and delivered a performance that will be replayed in the nightmares of Las Vegas players.
Well, Kelsey Mitchell showed up in a big, huge way. 12 of 23, 34 minutes, 3 assists, 34 points. 34 points. One player on this court looked like an MVP in the league, and it did not look like A'ja Wilson.
A'ja Wilson, the proud MVP, stepped on the court full of confidence, only for that confidence to be shattered by a team that is not even at its strongest. A'ja was completely outshone by Kelsey Mitchell, who was unstoppable. Caitlin Clark took to Twitter and said something to Kelsey that we all were feeling. Kelsey unreal. The moment A'ja Wilson was handed her MVP trophy, that was the moment everyone thought that this game was already decided. But sports have a way of flipping the script. History is full of underdogs written off before tip-off, teams told they didn't belong. Indiana knew this was their moment to fight for respect. And by the final buzzer, the story had changed. The spotlight that was supposed to shine on Wilson's MVP night had shifted because the Fever stole it. Kelsey Mitchell dropped 34 points, more than double A'ja Wilson's 16 points.
Because Kelsey Mitchell went and got a belt from out the locker room, and you know a belt. She wrapped the belt around her hand, and she bent A'ja Wilson over. She gave her a nice little whack out, because that's what happened today, and I'm done talking.
Credit has to go to Aliyah Boston. She's the one who kept A'ja Wilson from putting up bigger numbers. What's wild is how much contact the refs let A'ja get away with while guarding Aliyah. Yet Boston got whistled just for standing tall with her arms up. If it weren't for those soft foul calls sending A'ja to the free throw line, her scoring total would have been even lower.
weren't even on the team. Like, I cannot say it enough. The Indiana Fever should not be here. They continue to be here. They battle. They're resilient. It's wildly impressive. Caitlin Clark wore the black Air Force Ones again. They had one of those forces lifted in the air like a beacon of hope, and now they'll face the Aces.
It looks like A'ja Wilson has been spending a lot of time with Angel Reese because the way she played against Indiana, it reminded me of lot Angel Reese.
They want to talk about Caitlin Clark missing a three-pointer from half court while she got people falling into her legs. But nobody wants to talk about A'ja Wilson looking like Angel Reese, missing point-blank layups all game long in a playoff game, 6 for 22. So next time a Caitlin Clark hater has something to say to you, just pull out my videos and say, hey, at least Caitlin Clark isn't blowing layups the entire game.
Kelsey, on the other hand, was pure fire. She scored from every spot on the court. Drives, jumpers, threes, you name it. The Aces threw everything at her and nothing worked. Even Becky Hammon, the head coach of Las Vegas, had to admit it. Kelsey was absolutely unstoppable tonight. It wasn't just scoring, it was dominance. She showed A'ja who's the real MVP.
Brought up Kelsey Mitchell, but what about the way she was playing today made it so difficult for you guys to slow her down? Or what about the way you guys couldn't defend her was the issue?
Well, one, she made every freaking shot, it seemed like. Long twos, short twos, threes, get the free throw line.
Exactly, while the spotlight was on A'ja Wilson holding her MVP trophy, nobody expected Kelsey Mitchell to step in and steal the show. Mitchell tore that script to pieces. She turned Game 1 into her personal masterpiece, forcing the entire league to change the conversation. For years, she's been respected as a scorer, but often placed in the shadows of bigger names. But by the end of the night, it was Kelsey Mitchell's name everyone was saying. But one thing we absolutely love about Kelsey is that she stays humble. Even after such a spectacular performance, Kelsey said that she often takes feedback and advice from Caitlin Clark and other amazing players sitting on the bench.
Well, and I think the best part about it is that we have vet experience when it comes to Sydney Colson, and she's a winner and she's a champion. And then you have people like Caitlin, who's a PG and can pass the ball. And so when I come on the sideline, I get feedback from some of the best players in the league. And so I don't take those moments for granted.
Unlike many players who shy away from giving Caitlin Clark credit for the WNBA's surge in popularity, Kelsey Mitchell has no problem saying it out loud. She openly thanks Caitlin for bringing more eyes to the league, acknowledging that the spotlight Caitlin created is something every player benefits from. That honesty not only shows Kelsey's confidence in her own game, but it also makes fans respect her even more. Instead of jealousy, she chooses appreciation, and that's the kind of energy the WNBA desperately needs.
I've been getting to know these players for who they were, and then you bring in Caitlin, who changed the world, changed the dynamic of basketball. And as a friend and as a player, you grow to appreciate her because, you know, certain doors have opened because she's come to the Fever, and you have to respect that. And I love the teammate and person in her because she's accepted it with so much grace and even welcomed us with open arms to, you know, make this thing happen. So I think it just took.
The player who kept the team locked in and moving as one was Lexie Hull. She was the loudest voice on the floor, constantly hyping her teammates, keeping the energy alive and giving them the push they needed in every possession.
First 5 minutes. One shot. Rebound. Stay high, stay high, stay high. We're good, we're good, we're good. Good job, Kels. You playing great defense. Yeah. Stay on the ground. Yeah. Switch, switch, switch.
And I am afraid that this is the reason why Aces might be planning to injure Lexie too. They want her to join the rest of the injured players on the bench. I proved this in this video. Take a look. Indiana walked out of Las Vegas with an 89-73 win, their first semifinal victory in nearly a decade, leaving the basketball world stunned. They're here to rewrite the WNBA story. From Kelsey Mitchell's takeover to Aliyah Boston's defense and Lexie Hull's energy, this team showed a heart that can't be ignored. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit like, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe for more. The playoffs are getting interesting, and trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next.